Hey, NG Lawrence here from Piano Fantasy. I'm going to start off with the first of a new series, Stories in Piano Playing. I start with some easy pieces from Tchaikovsky's children's album, opus 39. And there are three pieces: the sick doll, die kranke Puppe in German, die Puppenbegräbnis, the doll's funeral, but then we have number 9, the new doll. So I see this as a little trilogy that's together. Once I had a student, I think it's one of my first students when I was still in college. I was teaching some children, and I had him play all these three pieces, and then suddenly one day the parents came and said, "Wow, don't you think it's a little bit too heavy music? We feel he's getting depressed of it." He was 8 years old, and then my answer was, well, it's from the Tchaikovsky Jugend Album. It's from the children's album, so it's meant for children. Anyway, I like this music. It's very nice music. I think it's from this whole album, maybe the three nicest pieces with a few others, and I like to share them with you. So I'm going to do that right now. I show you the album, by the way. It looks like that. It's from Peter's edition. And I go to number 6. Dolly is poorly. Well, I find it a little bit an old-fashioned translation. Why not just say the sick doll? That's everyone will understand. Let's play a little bit fast. It's very beautiful. It's lento. It's in 2/4 measure, so there are 2 beats per measure. But it's lento, so it's slowly. Slow. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So that's how we count it. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And there is a portato mark right on the quarter note, which comes on the second beat every time. What we also have to notice here is there's written marcato il basso. That means emphasize the bass line. Then we see also espressivo. For espressivo means with expression. That's meant for the melody. Mezzo forte. Mezzo forte in piano playing is the most natural way of playing. It's the most easy and natural dynamic to play. If you use the weight of your arm, in general, that's around mezzo forte. You can bring nuances in that. Let's see what I mean. Weight. See? And then we see this portato mark on the quarter note, which means to play it broad, to not play this note too short. I think the way I interpret it in this case is to stretch the note a little bit just beyond the beat, which means that when we take new pedal on the first beat of the next measure, a fraction of this note continues sounding into the next beat, so that we don't play empty like this. I find that ridiculous. I don't like it. I like to stretch the melody. but in a portato manner. To portato means to carry the tone. So you carry the tone from one note to the next note. It's completely not legato, but it is carrying the note, so pulling it actually, pull it to the next note. You make sure that you touch from this part of the finger, with the cushion of the finger, not with the nail, so that you have, so the finger not too round. Yeah, and a nice weight. Sometimes we use a little pressure to give extra tension, even in pianissimo. When you give pressure, it creates a concentrated sound. The fingers are also concentrated. There's a resistance in the fingers. No, we don't play with spaghetti. You never play with spaghetti fingers. I didn't like my crescendo. It's too little and not well enough prepared. So I do this once more. I start piano and I want to go to forte. Remember, forte, piano, they are not absolute. All the dynamic markings are relative to one another. It all depends on the character also, what you want to create. Purpose and intention in everything you do in music and playing is the key here. So think about it. Yeah, you cannot say, how many decibel is piano, how many decibel is pianissimo, how many decibel is fortissimo. But you have to understand it from the musical point of view, what the composer means, why he writes pianissimo here, why he writes piano or forte or fortissimo here, why he writes here a crescendo from piano to forte. What does he mean? Sometimes crescendos from piano to forte must be exaggerated, sometimes they must be the opposite of exaggerated. It's more like an increase of tension. And I think that's here. We should not exaggerate it too much, but still towards the forte. Crescendo continues till here, diminuendo. I didn't like that one. I like to hear this one, but not too much, but exactly right. Pianissimo ending. This is in the second line. We see exactly that in the left hand, this portato. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. This note, this E flat, asks this is a diminished fifth. Sounds the same than a augmented fourth. It's a dissonance. It creates enormous tension. And I use pressure from the lower arm and press in the key to get this kind of intense sound. Legato. This must be legato. And then the crescendo and diminuendo. Very clear. Look at the crescendi and diminuendi. This is creating the tension in the piece. Without it, everything sounds flat. The third line starts the same than the first line, but it's only piano. Piano and then a crescendo over 4 bars to forte. Soft is always more difficult than strong. I'll show you that. So we play, start soft. And now forte. Diminuendo. And mezzo forte. And piano. Crescendo and then pianissimo. You can imagine you are in the night, you're walking in the street and you feel sick, you feel dying, and no one is there, and you have to drag yourself step by step, drag yourself to home. And then we get in this atmosphere that is in this piece. There's something lonely about it, really sick. It's really sick. That's why we have the funeral after it. That comes in the next video. First I will play this once more, complete. Now he's dead, and in the next video I will bring you to the Don's funeral, so don't miss it. See you in the next video.